As a leader, if you're the only person on your team that can do the really complex stuff, the stuff that's really important, that's not really a compliment. That's really a warning sign. In this episode, we're going to talk about why that is and how to fix it. Welcome to the Honest Leadership series, where we talk about how to become better and more honest leaders in a world that's filled with the opposite. My promise to you is to give you simple actions that you can really take, a plan for tomorrow, not just some theory to admire. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, and if this helps you, leave a like before you go. So here's the plan for tomorrow. How to delegate appropriately so that the team isn't entirely dependent upon you, so that the team actually grows, and so maybe you can stop being the bottleneck. Here's what we're covering today. How to decide what to hand off and to who, and what to do if you're honestly the only person on your team who can do the hard stuff. I bet that if you are struggling with delegating, it's because you were promoted within your team, and you were probably promoted because you are the expert, the one that can do all the really hard technical work better than anyone else. That skill is exactly what makes delegation feel so unnatural now. You know you can do it right. You can do it fast. So the instinct is to keep doing it. But what is this really? It's a trap, because the thing that made you good enough to get promoted is the thing that will make you a bad leader if you don't let it go. You can't be the expert doer and the leader at the same time. Those two are really completely different jobs, and only one of those is yours. So how do you get out of it? Well, ask yourself one question. How did you actually become the expert? Was it because your boss did all the really hard parts for you? Or was it because that you had to figure it out for yourself? You had to sit with the problem, struggle with it, get it wrong a few times, and earn that skill. If it's the second one, then you already know what your people need. They need that challenge, to struggle even, because that's literally how expertise gets built. Every time you swoop in and do the hard task yourself to help, you're taking away the exact thing that made you good at your job. Here's the wrong question those managers ask themselves when thinking of handing off a task. Who can do it the fastest? Here's why that's the problem. If speed or even efficiency is your filter, you'll never delegate. The hard stuff, at least, you're always going to be faster at it than someone else doing it for the first time. So if fastest is the bar, you've built yourself a permanent excuse to never let it go. Here's what delegation actually is. It's investing in a person. Every hard task you hand off is a chance to make someone on your team better, more capable, more confident, more valuable, not just a chance to clear your own plate. So how do you actually do it? Well, change the question. Instead of who can do this the fastest, ask who grows most from doing this. That's the filter, not speed, but growth. Here's another question to sit with for just a second. If you had to be out for, let's just say 2 weeks, is there a complex part of your job that nobody else could do? Being the only one who can do the hard thing, that's an extreme amount of weight and stress to carry. That's a burden and constant mental load that will wreck you over time. So how do we fix that? Make a list today of everything on your plate that you are the absolute best at. Don't be proud of that list though. This is not a resume. This is your delegation to-do list for the next 90 days. Your job is to make sure someone on your team is well on their way to being fully capable of those tasks on that list. All right, so you have your list now. How do we filter to ensure you are handing off the right things? Because not every task carries the same amount of risk, and some things you will need to keep a little closer eye on than some others. So what's that filter? Well, there's two simple questions for every task. One, how much does this actually impact the business or the team? You can just rank that from low to high. The second question is, if this goes wrong, can it be easily undone, or is it really kind of a one-way door and completely irreversible? Put those two questions together and you get yourself 4 situations. Low impact and easy to undo. That's the first one. For those, just hand it off. Zero oversight, just hand it off today. The second quadrant is low impact, but really hard to undo. On those, you want to hand it off, but spend a little more time ensuring they understand failure versus success criteria. We'll walk through more about how to do that in just a few minutes. The third one is high impact and easy to undo. Now, the instinct there might be to keep those items because those are the items that really matter, right? But resist that. This category is actually your greatest opportunity for high value coaching moments. For these, stay close to it, check in, guide, but let them own it and let them learn through it. And then the last category is high impact and hard to undo items. This is really the only keep it yourself category, and I'd bet that it's a smaller category than you think. So now you've got your list and you know what to delegate, but now how do you go about doing that? Let's add a bit more structure because delegation without clarity isn't really delegation at all, and it won't set your team up for success that you need. But we're going to keep this really, really simple. Here's 5 things that you need to communicate really clearly. 1, what good looks like. The actual outcome described clearly. This is arguably the most important, and you can't assume that they know what good looks like. Number 2, set some guardrails. Set some ground rules around what they can decide on their own and what needs to come back to you or somebody else for guidance. Number 3, tell them what not to do. Tell them about pitfalls you see, or tell them what failure looks like. This kind of goes along with the first, but giving them that contrast between failure and success can really make it clear to them on what good looks like. And then number 4, what resources they can use. Show them the people, the tools, maybe information that they don't know they have access to. And then the last one, when you need it done. Give them a date and make sure that they know that success depends just as much on the when as it does on the what. But the bottom line here is don't assume they automatically know these things or can read your mind. If it helps, write all of these out before you meet with the team member that you're delegating to. The point is that you clearly define all of these things from the start. So how do you change your leadership style with all of this in mind? The only way is to really just default to delegating. Make it the entire game, not delegate when it's inconvenient or delegate when I don't have time to really do it all. But delegate as much as you possibly can and only hold those things back that are truly high impact and genuinely irreversible. So, what's the one thing that you can do this week? Make that list that we talked about from earlier. Every hard task that only you can do, and just pick one. Just one for right now. Hand it off using those 5 things that we cover. And if you do that for the next 90 days or even just a few weeks, I think you will be truly impressed about how far your team can push without needing you for everything. I really hope this helps you. And if it did, please leave a like or subscribe if you want more content just like this. Thank you for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next one.